Moving forward and back in general, you know, you can do those really quick follow-up shots, which is really handy. .9 of an inch. Yeah, that hits with some authority. Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Beretta BRX1 straight pull rifle. Now at the time of doing this video guys, this rifle hasn't actually been released, so I was offered the opportunity to get a hold of one prior to the release date, so naturally I was pretty keen to do so and give it a full review. So let me just show you all clear on the rifle. Now the rifle itself, yep, 3.3 kilos in overall weight or 7.2 pounds. So look, a little bit on the heavier side of the scale, but look, most European rifles are like that. I've really found that quite common. It's available in 4 different calibers. So we've got 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, which this one's in, 30-06 and 300 Win Mag. So what I'll do is I'll start off by talking about the bolt and the safety on this. Now, being a straight pull, obviously very good for quick, fast follow-up shots. Locks into place there. We've got 8 locking lugs at the front of the bolt here. So just think of, if you're familiar with like an AR-15 or AR-10, very similar in that regard, okay? The lugs lock in there and hold the bolt in place until obviously you fire and then pull back on the bolt there. One thing I really like about this is it's great for left and right-handed shooters because it's basically interchangeable. So you can easily take the bolt head out, and like honestly guys, I did it without tools. You just take the bolt out, push on a button, take the bolt head out, and you can turn it around 180 degrees, and you know, you can control whether it's left or right-handed ejection. Very much the same with the bolt handle here. You can change it so it's left-handed or right-handed. So I find that really good, you know, straight off, because yeah, look, let's be honest, a lot of rifle manufacturers do leave out the left-handers to start with anyway, and there's not all models available in left-hand, so it's really nice to see this, you know, for left-handed shooters. So the bolt safety on this is rather unique. I say rather unique like that because look, personally I probably wouldn't even use it in the field, but you know, there's others that do, so obviously I'll show you how it works. So there's a button at the back, okay, so you basically push on it and then it goes down to the next position. So on this position you can manipulate or cycle the action, but naturally you can't fire. Push it in and it goes down to the next position, locks the bolt, you can't fire. Push all the way forward and then you can fire from there. So I find that, yeah, I don't know, probably a little bit tricky. I'd imagine I'd get used to it after some use, but personally, I wouldn't use it myself. Okay, so the trigger on this, single stage trigger, and it's adjustable with 3 adjustment settings. So it comes set at 900 grams or 2 pounds. You can then go to 250 grams or 0.55 of a pound, and then down to 200 grams or 0.44 of a pound. Honestly guys, I really don't see why you'd want to change it off 900 grams or 2 pounds. I find that perfect for, you know, whether you're hunting or whether you're at the range or whatever you're doing. The magazine on it is a 5-round magazine, sits flush there. Great thing about it is you can load through the top, so you don't have to, you know, slide the rounds under and back. You can just clip it straight down, very similar to like an AR mag. So very quick loading out there in the field. I'm told there is a 10-round magazine that's coming, but at this stage it's a flush 5-round magazine. Now on top here we've got a Picatinny rail. Now there is a couple of options here, okay? You can have it with a Picatinny rail or you can have a ticker interface or even a quick release interface. The barrel itself is interchangeable, okay? So being European, in some countries there, they do have restrictions on the amount of rifles that you can have. So in those places you will see interchangeable calibers, you know, very popular. The barrel here itself is 22.5 inches or 57 centimeters, 111-inch twist for 308, and we've got the M14 thread at the end there. It is fully free floating, so I'm expecting some decent accuracy, you know, out of this barrel. Now the polymer stock, look, feels like any other synthetic stock, to be quite honest, guys. You know, it feels nice in the hand there. There is a decent amount of texture to it to grip. The pistol grip part here is actually interchangeable, so you know, I find that good as well, because some people do like, you know, that bit larger palm swell. So you know, if you like that, then you'll be able to change it to that or something a bit thinner, I'd imagine. The rear of the stock here, we've got a very lightweight rubber kick pad. There's a couple of spaces there. We've got our sling attachment at the rear, and naturally at the front we've got the other sling attachment there. So overall, look, synthetic stocks are great, guys, for when you're out in the field. I mean, they're going to take the knocks. They're not going to you know, really show the marks, you know, like a timber stock does. And you know, I just find them handy. I mean, for me here on the farm, like, you know, I've got rifles bouncing around in the ute there when I'm getting about, you know, look, they get knocked up. So having a good synthetic stock, you know, is a real benefit for someone in my position anyway. So because this is a pre-release rifle, guys, I don't actually have a manual or anything for it. So I can't tell you whether there's a MOA guarantee, but I'd imagine that, you know, we'd be easily able to achieve a 3-shot MOA guarantee there at 100 yards. So on top, I've got a Steiner 2-8x42 optic. You know, just a nice compact, reasonably lightweight optic. So I'll obviously test out the group sizes with that, and I think we should do fairly well. Now, price-wise on this, guys, the recommended retail price here in Australia is $2,500. So I'd imagine street price probably be a little bit less than that. But yeah, I'm not sure at the time of doing this review, because as I say, this hasn't been released on the market. All right, so let's get out on the farm now, guys. I'm really keen to get some rounds down range and really put this rifle through its paces. All right, guys, so let's run you through the ammo that we'll use today. We'll start off with the 130 grain Spear from Federal Premium. Then we've got the 130 grain Game Head from Seiko. Then we've got the 135 grain Game Kings from OSA. Then we've got 150 grain Soft Points from Cellular and Bellet. And then last of all, we've got the 150 grain Game Head from Seiko. So a good variety of different ammunition here. So what I'll do is we'll shoot 3-shot groups there at 100 and just see if we can get, you know, MOA or sub-MOA accuracy from the rifle. All right, guys, so my first point of aim was here with the 130 grain Federals, but the drop was here. So I sort of had to go in reverse there. So with the Federals, we've come out to roughly 1.3 inches. Then we went up to the Seiko 130 grainers. Pretty much exactly the same there, I'd say. Yeah, about 1.3 inches. Then we come down to the 135 grain from OSA. A bit better story there. Come in at about 0.9 of an inch. Then the Cellular and Bellet. Yeah, we had some sort of promising 2 shots going through the same hole there, but we've obviously had that one flyer. We're going to be roughly about the inch mark there. Then the last ammo we shot was the Seiko 150 grainers. A little bit tighter there. We're going to be at 0.9 of an inch. So overall we've got 3 of the ammos there shooting MOA or better at 100. So loading the magazine is very easy. As I said in the intro, all you need to do is just push down the top, similar to like an AR mag, and they just click into place. I've had absolutely no problems with the magazine. The feeding has been 100% reliable. Yeah, that hits with some authority. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts on the Beretta BRX1 rifle. Now, I've actually fired a lot more rounds than what you've seen here on camera. Now we'll jump to a clip here. As you can see, like I've got no audio. So what happened was I shot quite a few different sequences showing, you know, the smoothness of this action, only to find out that the batteries had gone flat, and then I replaced them, and then I redid it all, and then I realized that those batteries went flat on me. So I was having a bit of bad luck with this review, but I got to shoot a lot of rounds through this rifle. So yeah, I can honestly say I'm very happy with the rifle. Faults of it, none. I can't really see any fault. The only thing is more fault on my behalf is I should have got some taller rings for this scope so I could bring the scope back, because when you've got it up to your shoulder like so, okay, now my correct eye relief is here on this scope. Now you watch as I pull back, okay, that's hitting my cheek, all right? So what needs to happen is I need to bring the scope back, but I can't because the rings aren't high enough to clear that Picatinny rail, okay? So yeah, that's not a fault of the rifle, that's just where I've got this mounted, okay? So yeah, if you do get one of these, just keep that in mind and give yourself the correct height to give you that, you know, eye relief without that bolt coming back and making contact with your cheek there. So the smoothness of the action, really nice. You know, you hit that bit of a speed bump as you pull it back naturally as those lugs unlock, but moving forward and back in general, you know, you can do those really quick follow-up shots, which is really handy. Accuracy out of it. Look, it's a pretty hot day today, and I haven't exactly been gentle with the rifle, and it's still shooting 3 of the ammos into an inch or under at 100 for 3 shots. So, you know, I'm happy with that. Trigger on it, as I said in the intro, I would not adjust that. 2 pounds for me is just absolutely perfect. So very happy with that as well. I just like the overall availability of interchanging the bolt handle and the bolt head, you know, to change the ejection, and also have the bolt on the other side there should you be a left-hander as well. So they've really thought of quite a few things. I don't really see the need to put like a muzzle brake or anything on this. Even though it's 308, just off the bench there, guys, the weight in general of the rifle and just the balance of it soaked up that recoil really well. As I said in the intro, it's on the heavier end of the scale as far as rifle weights go, but it's certainly not that heavy. It's just going to weigh you down when you're walking around in the field with it. What I'd like to do, and the only reason I didn't do it is because I've got a Aimpoint Comp M5, but I've Loctited the riser and everything to suit my AR, so I didn't want to have to undo all that to put it on this rifle. Otherwise I would have done that, just have a red dot on it, you know, because, you know, come up to the shoulder and just bang, you know, like full bang. Like, it would be just perfect, you know, with a red dot, nice and lightweight, obviously without the scope there and a red dot in place. The fact that it's going to have the available 10-round magazine look really good as well. I do like the flush 5-round magazine. I mean, if you're leaning over, you know, like a hood of a ute or something like that, well, it's not going to get caught up or in the way there. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, guys. I can't find any faults with it. So yeah, that's my honest review of it. Hope you enjoyed watching it. So till next time, we'll catch you then.